Hello, I'm a stake indexing director, and today I want to show you how to index the U.S. Illinois-Chicago Archdiocese Cemetery Records project in FamilySearch Indexing. There are several different kinds of documents in this project, so you should go to the project instructions over here on the lower right and look through all of the sample images. They give examples of how to index each type of image. There's basically either typed cards like this, or there are registers which may have several entries on them, and those are handwritten. So I'm going to show you how to do one of these cards. We start off with the name, and you need to be sure that you're entering them in the right column, because on the card here, as you can see, the last name comes first, but for the indexing we need to enter the first names first. So here comes Bernard J, and then Bruce. Okay, age, we find that down here, 50. Okay, now for this project we are entering both the death date and the interment or burial date, and not all of the documents have both dates on them. So on this particular card there's only the interment date, so I'm going to blank the death date, blank, and then just enter the interment date. We have May 25th. Okay, now for the year, if we read through the field helps, we'll find that there's only entered a two-digit number for the date, so we need to figure out what that is if possible. And in this case we have to look at the dates of the project, which is 1864 to 1989. So the only date within that range that ends in a 20 is 1920. If it had said, for example, 64, we would not be able to tell if it was 1864 or it could have been 1964. So if it's anything between 64 and 89, you cannot assume the century. You will just have to enter the two digits. But in this case, 20 is clearly defined. It has to be 1920. Okay, one other thing about the dates that I want to mention quickly is sometimes the date will not be labeled as to whether it's the death date or the burial date. In that case, if there's only one date and it's unlabeled, you enter it as the death date. And if there are two dates that are unlabeled, you enter the earlier one as the death date and the later one as the burial date. And again, this is all in the field helps, which of course you should always read through all of the project instructions and field helps before beginning a project. Okay, let me just do this one quickly because it has a little bit of a different situation. So under first name it has infant, which is not a name, so we blank that. There's no space for titles and terms in this project, so that doesn't get entered at all. Next we have the surname, Rule. The age here, now it says still, that means stillborn. And as is general in these projects, for stillborn we enter an age of 0. This is also in the field helps. Okay, death month is again not given. Interment date is March 24, 1907, which is clearly defined. And I just want to quickly point out this one. I won't index the whole thing, but here again under age it says INF, and in this case we enter for the age, we enter blank. Okay, INF is not defined as 0. Sometimes a child over 1 year old would still be called an infant, so we simply enter blank for the age in that case. Okay, that's it for this project. It is an intermediate project. There are some tricky points, and especially on the registers with the handwriting, it may get a little more difficult. So be sure you read through all the instructions first, and I hope you have fun with it. Thanks for watching.